What's up, Closing Nation? Welcome to another episode of Whiteboard Wednesday. I'm your boy, Ryan Stewman, and man, I have got some killer closing techniques. We don't do always sales stuff on this thing, so I got some killer closing techniques for you, some questions that are going to lead to confessions that lead to commissions, baby. But just stick around. First, before we get into all that, though, I want to talk to you about this new emerging market. Maybe you've seen me mention this in the last few videos that I put out, but being a funnel closer is changing the game for salespeople. No more sales floors, no more cubicles, no more cold calls, no more door knocking, no more networking, no more begging and desperate and long work hours. I have identified a niche within an industry that is highly underserved by salespeople, and we need salespeople like you to take advantage of this. There's over 5.6 million prospects in our country, the United States of America alone, and there's 200,000 people that need help assisting those 5.6 million prospects, and all you have to do is match them up and get paid in the middle. You can find out everything about it by going over to funnelcloser.com. Again, you can register for the webinar. I'll explain it all, the metrics, how you can make money from it, the profit model, and even break down how some of our clients are making as much as $40,000 a month using this program. Head over to funnelcloser.com and check it all out. All right, so in this video, I want to talk to you about 3 go-to power questions that close sales. See, a lot of people, they have this misconception about a power closer, right? Like a stone cold, hardcore closer. They have this misconception. A lot of people think in order to be a badass salesperson, in order to be a hardcore closer, you gotta be a smooth talking, like you got like cocky walking, like you got the like suit and tie, like you got the George Jefferson look going on, but that's not the case. You see, the coldest closers in the game, they're just like the G in lasagna. They're silent, right? They go in, they ask a minimal amount of questions, and that's the real key to being a good salesperson, is having pre-programmed questions that allow you to draw the symptoms and draw the pain out of the prospect so that you can properly diagnose them and offer them a solution to their suffering, right? So the first of those 3 questions, I want you to write this down. I want you to memorize this because it's the most powerful question in all of inbound sales. And so that question is, what made you decide to reach out? Now to you, you might think, well, how's that a powerful question? But here's the thing about, this is the beautiful thing about sales. The simpler, the better. And we've all heard the acronym, keep it simple, stupid, right? Well, keep it simple sales, right? Like keep it simple sales, that's the way that it works, right? Keeping it simple sales. I've tried to say it like 3 times, it never came out properly. Keeping it simple sales, that's the thing. And this phrase right here, although it be simple, is so powerful because it's got keywords planted in there that stick out in the subconscious. So imagine the hardest thing to do to get a human being to do is for them to make a decision. Seriously, when you go home tonight, ask your significant other where they want to go eat at or what movie they want to watch, right? Oftentimes, like, I don't know, what do you want? I don't know, maybe, right? Like we struggle with decisions because decisions are direct result of a decision is a consequence. A lot of people have made bad decisions and suffered like horrible consequences, so people fear decisions. In a lot of European countries, their language is so vague to avoid any consequences of seemingly making decisions, and we're starting to have that trend here. Bad means good, and so on and so forth. Twerk means work, and so on and so forth here. And so here's the thing. When you ask somebody what made you decide to reach out, what's happening is anything they say implies that they made a decision with you involved. They made the decision. See, it's making them consciously aware that they made the decision with you involved. And if the hardest thing to do is get a human being to make a decision, then we've already passed that hardest thing to do in the sales process right from the very beginning by asking them this question. And here's the thing, anything they say to it, where they say, well, you know, I say here, hello, like whatever it is that they said, after you ask them what made them decide to reach out, it automatically implants that they made that decision with you involved. So the first question that my sales team and I ask when people come into our ecosystem is, well, hey, what made you decide to reach out to us? What made you decide to purchase the book? What made you decide to show up on the webinar? What made you decide to fill out that strategy session, right? For you, it might be what made you decide to look at this particular house? What made you decide to apply for a mortgage? What made you decide that you needed more life insurance, sir, right? But what made them decide that they reached out to you is key. The second power question that you can use is, how long are you willing to let this continue? You see, the thing about asking somebody that question is it lets them realize that there's a solution, and then all of a sudden it lets them realize that it's been their decision to continue suffering the consequences of not not taking you up on that solution. So when you're in the prospect's ear, you diagnose them, and you go in for the close, and they start giving you resistance, right? They start giving you objections. Oh, I need to talk to my partner, or we're not sure we're ready to buy today. Awesome, sir. Well, let me ask you this. How long are you willing to continue being in an XYZ position? How long are you willing to continue being without a car? How long are you willing to continue being in a house that's not big enough for you and your family? How long are you willing to continue making a 2-hour commute to your new job every day? How long are you willing to continue overpaying for your current mortgage? How long are you willing to continue not being able to afford your credit cards? Whatever it is that you're selling, you need to ask them, like, how much longer are you willing to withstand this pain, right? Are you going to let me solve it, or are you going to stay in pain? If you go to the doctor and the doctor says your arm's broken, and you say, well, okay, so maybe my arm's broken, but it'll be all right. The doctor's going to say, well, how long do you think you're going to be able to continue to feel and withstand the pain of a broken arm, right? At some point, you're going to say, you know what, doc, I need to get my arm fixed, right? It's the same thing, but if you don't ask you right then they don't have that realization. So when they're giving you resistance, they say, hey, let me talk to my partner. It's like, how long do you need? Well, we're not sure. Let me ask you this. How long are you willing to continue not having XYZ? How long are you willing to continue being in this situation that you don't like, that led you to make the decision to reach out to me in the first place? So think about that. Next time they're giving you resistance, just ask them, well, how long are you willing to continue letting this happen? All right, the third and final go-to power question is, would you like my help fixing that? See, that's the ultimate closing question. That is the ultimate closing question, because what happens is somebody realizes that in order to get the solution to their problem, that they're going to need your help, right? You're the sales guy. It's like, oh, you want a car? Would you like my help getting a car today? Okay, awesome. You want a mortgage? Would you like my help making that come true for you? You're looking to buy a house? Would you like my help getting you the home of your dreams? Oh, you want a boat? Would you like my help getting you in a boat? Oh, you need life insurance? Would you like my help making sure that you got the right policy? Oh, you need financial planning, and so on and so on and so forth. And again, you might think, oh, these are 3 simple questions, but I'm telling you, as a person who sold my way into millions of dollars of sales, millions of dollars of net worth, these 3 very simple questions are powerful. And here's the thing, they're questions that anybody can understand, but it unlocks the simple subconscious inside of your sales prospect and allows them to just draws the answers, it draws the conclusion, because the best salesperson isn't the guy that talks, walks, and speaks the fastest. It's the guy that asks the most powerful, thought-provoking questions that make it to where the prospect can't deny the fact that they need help, right? When I asked them what made them decide to reach out, it's like, oh yeah, man, I did decide to reach out to you. At that point, they can't be rude to me, act like I'm bugging them as a salesperson, right? They made the decision to reach out to me. When I ask somebody if they would like my help with that, then it's logical that I would want to be compensated for that, right? When I ask them how much longer they're willing to continue going through the pain or continue with this problem, then it's the realization that it's going to continue until they come to me for the solution. So today, tomorrow, the next day, when you're in the sale with somebody, whether you're on email, text message, social media, on a phone call, face-to-face, door knocking, networking, and it's time to close somebody, remember to use these 3 go-to power questions. And hey, don't knock the simplicity. Watch them work for you. I'll catch you next week on Whiteboard Wednesday. Share this with a salesperson that needs to see it.